In a world where unhealthy food is around every corner, diabetes has become rampant in society, affecting hundreds of thousands of lives in the US alone. But don't fear, there's a miracle drug out there that's gonna save us all. And it's called Metformin.
And now for Science Talk with Dr. Rajiv Gupta.
Hello, my name is Dr. Rajiv Gupta. As of 2013, there are 26 million children and adults that have been diagnosed with diabetes in the US alone. Type 2 diabetes is a disorder in which the body does not respond to insulin signals. As such, blood glucose levels cannot be properly regulated, which can lead to further complications. Several treatments have been developed to combat this disease. And there's a miracle drug that is available right now called Metformin. Other treatments have been developed as well, but none of them measure up to the brilliance that is Metformin.
Whoa! Thanks, Dr. Gupta. Hey guys, it's your boy Chad. We all know that Metformin is the #1 treatment when it comes to diabetes. There are alternatives. Not as good, but they're alternatives. One is lifestyle changes, including exercise and eating healthy. However, these kinds of changes are only effective in tandem with Metformin. Plus, who really wants to exercise? Am I right? If your pancreas doesn't secrete normal amounts of insulin, you could inject yourself with insulin to see if that works. But who really wants to poke themselves with a needle? Gross. Finally, there are alternative drugs, like sulfonylureas. However, those kinds of drugs can increase chances of death. Whoa. It's clear that Metformin is the #1 way to go when it comes to diabetes treatments. You could inject yourself with insulin and exercise and eat healthy, but those are most effective with Metformin. Now, for more about Metformin, back to you, Dr. Gupta. Peace out, guys.
And now for more Science Talk with Dr. Rajiv Gupta.
Hello, Dr. Rajiv Gupta again, here to talk to you more about Metformin and why it is the best diabetes drug out there. To truly understand the mechanism of Metformin, we must understand what insulin is and how insulin signals work. So, when we have a high blood glucose level, our pancreas will release insulin. Insulin will bind to a receptor tyrosine kinase, which will ultimately lead to the activation of RAS. RAS activation will lead to a MAP kinase cascade, which will lead to a decrease in cyclic AMP and the subsequent deactivation of protein kinase A. Protein kinase A deactivation will lead to the dephosphorylation of phosphoprotein phosphatase. Thus, phosphoprotein phosphatase can dephosphorylate PFK2 and FBPase2. This dephosphorylation will lead to the increase in the flux through glycolysis and a decrease in gluconeogenesis. So, how does this work for somebody who has diabetes? In type 2 diabetes, insulin signals produce no effect on glycolysis levels or gluconeogenesis levels. Either that or these people's responses are much weaker than ours. So of course, a major concern for us with our patients that have type 2 diabetes is high blood glucose levels. Why, you ask, is high blood glucose such a bad thing? It can lead to several complications. For example, in the eye, we can develop cataracts or glaucoma. Another possibility is a higher risk of hypertension, as well as heart disease, higher risk of stroke, as well as diabetic ketoacidosis. Several of these things can potentially lead to death, so of course, we want to treat this disease as best we can. And that is why we have this miracle drug, metformin. So, how can metformin help you to decrease your blood glucose levels? Well, you see, metformin can increase insulin sensitivity by positive effects on insulin receptors and RTKs. It can reduce glucose levels without causing hypoglycemia. Metformin is able to suppress glucose production and has lipid metabolism effects at the same time. Metformin activates AMPK, induces phosphorylation and deactivation of acetyl-CoA carboxylase, which favors fatty acid breakdown. This activation also leads to inhibition of PepCK and glucose 6-phosphatase, enzymes that are involved in gluconeogenesis, thus decreasing glucose production in the cell and working against the effects of glucagon.
Wow, Dr. Gupta, metformin is amazing! Now, if you guys want to get in on the metformin action, you can get some for your loved ones with diabetes. For more information about metformin, just call 1-800-M-FORMIN. That's 1-800-M-F-O-R-M-I-N. But wait, if you call now, you will get the limited edition CD of Dr. Rajiv Gupta's greatest hits, including Where Did All My Insulin Go? Call now!